events, our Orson Welles season continues with The Journey into Fear. First, another chance to meet three ladies on the bumpy road to fame and fortune. Fascinating Aida, known to their many friends as Sweet F.A.
Clever. We earn a lot of money singing songs that seem to go on forever, forever and ever. Hallelujah, hallelujah. You'll sing hallelujah when this song is over and done with, is over and done with, because it is so deeply boring, very boring, very boring, and dated, yes dated, and that was the introduction.
I sing the bass part and gaily I croon, but I don't get much to sing in the way of a tune. Boring, 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 boring song.
I sing the bits in the middle that nobody else would sing in their right mind. And although I feel quite artistically fulfilled, I know that my voice gets dry.
Boring, 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 boring song.
I'm the countertenor, you may think my voice is silly, but it doesn't mean that I was born without some low notes.
Boring, 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 boring song.
Deadly boring, massively boring, jolly dull, jolly dull, deadly boring, massively boring, dull, 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 yes, dull, 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 yes, dull, 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 shocking tedium, deadly monotony, rigor mortis, soporific, wee, flat, stale and extremely profitable.
Welcome to an evening of song with fascinating Aida, or as we are known to our very intimate circle, Sweet F.A. Just to introduce you to the personnel of fascinating Aida, on your far left we have Miss Adele Deep Throat Anderson. And in the middle, very snappily attired in a little Lurex number, Miss Marilyn Cutts, who has a very loud voice. In between Marilyn and the piano there is, of course, my good self. And my name's Dilly Keane. Thank you. You can clap now.
Have you heard the flute from the down the valley? Oh, the birds are going. Half of them infect them and from the doughy just down the nose to his day for one enough as to how he took the company that even at the well. Hen right now she was careful to suggest them that they found to have the fish come in through the door. The more they put in, the better he they requested, and the better would the music be for backer in the floor with the tunes out the flute and the whistle and the bit low hop, but in the middle like you heard and the bit low up down, hands around crossing to the wall. Oh, I hadn't with the gaiety, it filled the floater's ball.
Hey!
I think you'd love me in a cardigan.
All
right, can I do one?
Yeah.
You know, you gotta have skin. All you really need is skin. Skin's the stuff that when you've got it outside, it helps keep your insides in. Skin's the stuff you feel at home in, and without it furthermore, both your liver and abdomen would keep falling on the floor. Nothing can match it when you scratch it. It covers your nose, quick change of key, and it's wrapped around your toes. When you were just a baby, well, your skin fitted fine, and it's still gonna fit you when you're 6'9". So whether you're long, tall, short, fat, skinny, or thin, you gotta have skin.
That is the format that we should do for our whittling song. The sort of format.
Yeah.
You know, about, do you remember the one about it being the most enduring pleasure one can find during the years alive?
That's right.
Having a piddle.
There is no bliss to match it. There is no bliss like
Like having a piss.
Where the hell are we, Dilly? You're supposed to be reading the bloody map.
Not a clue. I don't know, frankly, and I don't care.
Well, wherever it is, it's very pretty.
Ballymena?
That's super. I don't know. There, we're here.
Where?
We're en route. Hang on. Help. We're en route for Belfast. We're on the right road. It's all right. We'll just keep going on this road.
Oh, all right.
Well, I was walking down the road about a month ago. I saw this broken down car and I thought, hello. I think I'll go across and take a look. Well, this chap was poring over his maintenance book. He had hot drop forged molybdenum steel blades, spanners and ratchets of various grades. He had a fuel injection pipe nut wrench, all laid out on a metal frame bench. Well, I looked at his motor and I said, real cool. What you need, Mush, is the proper tool. Your fan belt's bust, put on your warning lights, and I'll fix it now with a pair of tights. He said,
A pair of
I
tights?
said, right, tights. Seam-free micro mesh, surgical support. They'll fit you if you're tall and they'll fit you if you're short. Boom, 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 etc.
Does it go on and on like that all the time? Have
Yes,
we got,
I
we've
have
got
the
tights all
next-
over the place?
Yes, I have the next verse,
develops.
which is a bank robbery being foiled with several pairs of tights, and then Adele has the last verse.
Where I save Holland by shoving my tights into a leaking duck.
Well, it's a good song, it's a funny song, but I have to say, Bruce, wasn't it you? Played it to some of the girls in the office, and I mean, you know what their reaction was?
Well, they didn't even think it was funny.
They didn't even understand it.
Right. And, I mean, the
All
the
this
other thing is
micro
they say,
mesh
well,
and-
we don't even wear them.
What do they wear? Pop socks?
Well, I have a feeling that it's not the one as a single because I just don't think it's going to make commercial sense. It's a very clever song, but pop songs aren't necessarily very clever.
What, you're
I
saying
don't think
writing
you could
words
make-
with one
Let's keep it
syllable?
simple. Well, yes, okay.
A more,
That's a bit patronising, isn't it?
I think it is a bit patronising, yes.
not really, no.
I mean, I don't
More
see
of a
anything
main-
wrong with being patronising if it actually makes money.
more of a mainstream.
What's the matter with that? What's the matter with that?
Well, that's...
That look. No, I have to try and take you out of yourselves and put you into a new mental way of thinking.
Have you got anything we haven't heard?
Yeah,
It
I mean,
means a sort of complete,
Really?
Bingo bonanza. You
it means a complete
Halloween.
change of direction. I mean, you've taken us on because presumably we did something that appealed to you, and now you're asking us to be something completely different, sort of
Bananarama.
Bananarama meets.
But if you can have Bananarama stroke meets Manhattan Transfer, then it
Yes,
suddenly
that's the
moves
point.
into your
But
zone. Is there
Manhattan
anything?
Transfer, who knows any of the personnel of Manhattan Transfer or any of the personnel of Bananarama? I do. I want the personnel, I want
It's
to
the
be
sound.
known.
It's-
I want
Dilly,
Yeah.
Manhattan Transfer Cell Records, which is why we are here.
But one of
Yeah.
our
But the
strengths is
overall
our
sound is what we're gonna get from it.
individuality, and our strength is our personalities as performers. We're not an anonymous group,
And look at
just
us.
voices.
We're not
We won't lose that.
Bananarama.
I promise you we won't lose
Well,
that.
if you were Bananarama, I'm not sure that I would have been interested to want to sign you up anyway.
That whole market is...
Let's get
yeah.
back to the reason why we are interested in you. First of
Yes.
all, we're going to make an album, but in order to make the album sell to a market which doesn't know you, we're going to make a pop single. You know, one of those little black things which goes around. I mean, there's disco, there's electronic, we could fill you full of synthesizers and turn you into something monstrous, which I'm not sure is you, but I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all.
What you're asking me to do is to change into a musical style I don't understand. You're asking
No,
me...
no,
Yes, you are.
no, I'm
Disco and funk and all that, and I don't understand it. I don't like it. I'm never going to like it. And the other thing, I mean, you might as well
I'm not
ask me to have a
necessarily-
conversation in Swahili. I'm perfectly willing
Dilly,
to.
I'm not
but
actually
I don't
asking you-
understand
I must
Swahili.
say-
I'm not
He's
actually
got
asking
points,
for you
actually.
to write a new
He's got
song. I'm just saying that if you do have a song which
You
we
are.
think we can change, then
You
via
have asked us.
the arranger, via the producer, via us, we can take that tune and change it overnight without you even really knowing it's happening.
Give us a song that's not so
There must be
Yeah,
somebody
yeah. Something that's not
compromising.
so funny. You know, a song which
What
is...
about Red
What
Hot
we
Baby?
Red Hot
regard as a
Babies.
filler or something.
Red Hot
Try
Baby's
Red
got,
Hot Baby.
it's got
They want
good lyrics.
songs of one syllable.
No,
Well,
not
try Red Hot
literally.
Baby because it's a good overall sound and it drives along and it's got, you know, highs and lows and nice solid arrangement. Go on, try.
Get knotted?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We
Wasn't
haven't
that on the
heard that. We haven't
tape?
heard that one at all.
No, it hasn't been on tape for ages.
What's Get Knotted about?
I wouldn't have you back upon a silver dish. I wouldn't have you back if I could make a wish, so I'm off to fry some other fish. So, baby,
What, something like that?
get knotted.
What, with that posh accent?
No.
Of course, Bruce.
Oh, come on, we'll have to knock that out for a start.
We
Very
haven't
short.
we haven't got all
I
day.
wasn't in that
What is
part.
it? Is it
There was
a-
just
Come on, artists.
any song. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sounds bloody stupid when it's spoken.
Right. It's very hard thing to do on a Monday morning. Absolutely.
It's very short. I would have you back upon the silver dish. I would have you back if I could make a wish. So I'm off to fry some other fish. And baby, get knotted. Well, if I told you once, then I told you twice. If you take me out, you gotta treat me nice. But you never listen to my advice. And baby, get knotted. You know I can't get the time that you let me down. And when you took me out, you left me standing around. So is it any wonder that I should be feeling proud of with you? You say you love me now, but that's just too bad. So don't you cry, cause I can't be had. And don't say you love me, cause it makes me mad. And baby, get knotted. You know I can't get the times that you let me down. And when you took me out, you left me standing around. So is it any wonder that I should be feeling proud of with you? You say you love me now, but it's just too bad.
Right. Great. That's the first song that I've actually heard, which makes sense as a finished single.
Crikey.
It's a great shame that they never came to see the show before they signed us. I don't think they really realised how much they were trying to manipulate us.
Yeah. Bit of a pig in a poke, really, isn't it?
Yeah, what a pig we turned out to be. A load of woolies. Woolies everywhere. How does it go? Do you remember? They get up my nostrils and they get in my hair.
They cause aggravation.
On the way to France.
No.
They cause they cause aggravation.
Start again. 1, 2, 3, go.
What a load of wallies. Wallies everywhere. They get up my nostrils and they get in my hair. They cause aggravation. Wallies are the pits. They get underneath my skin and they get on my nerves. Oh, wallies, blooming wallies. Fire them off in volleys. They get my goat but not my boat. Blooming wallies. That's very well choreographed. I'll get in and hand a few things out. Okay.
That's it. I've been doing this. I got it. Which is the one we got it. Which is the one we got
Darling, our relationship is strong, and I know that it's with you that I belong. I never loved a man that was like you, and I never loved a man that was so true. Blither, blither, but darling, you know that I'm not blind, and something kind. For to admit it, I am lost. I'll give you a working on us both. Just make it sure our love is undefined. PMT, darling, PMT. That'll be the death of you and me. 'Cause I'm cruel to you, Michael, when I hit my mouth with cycle. PMT. That's all there is so far. But there's also a bit, Lord, it couldn't be much worse. Oh, Lord, here comes the curse. So it gets a bit graphic.
Where on your body can you put your left hand that your right hand can't get to it?
I don't know.
Try.
Where can you put your left hand that your right hand can't get to it? No, not there.
Yes, that's right. So you do. We'll let you off that one.
It lasted for a couple of minutes. I thought it was going to fill the silence.
Oh dear. Is that dreadful one? Where do you put it? Where do you find a tortoise with no legs?
Where?
Where have you put it down last?
I wouldn't have you back upon a silver dish. I wouldn't have you back if I could make a wish. So I'm off to fry some other fish. So baby, get knotted. Well, if I told you once, then I told you twice. If you take me out, you gotta treat me nice. But you never listen.
Hang on. You pull back. Just pull back a little bit. You guys just come forward a little bit more on that. We'll keep everything else. We'll punch in just before get knotted, okay? We'll keep the rest of it. Go. Anytime. Roll.
Come here.
So baby, get knotted. Well, if I told you once, then I told you twice. If you take me out, you gotta treat me nice. But you never listen to my advice. So baby.
Okay, hang on. Let's clean up so, okay? Because we get two different S's at the same time. We all want to wait for that fourth beat. I'll give you 1, 2, 3, so, bay, okay? I'll give you a good cue on the fourth beat for the S of so. All right, let's go. Anytime.
You don't think it'd be a good idea to do a whole section again, do you? I mean, it seems to be...
Yes.
Let's just finish this last piece.
Okay.
Take a listen back, and then if we want to do the whole thing, we can.
You wrote the arrangement.
I know, thanks.
I'm having great difficulty hearing myself.
Really?
Yeah.
You want more of you in the headphones?
Can you?
You take one
Okay.
camera.
Could you all do it a bit more?
Why don't you try that? Do this. Take it off and just get the one ear. Right. Okay.
So I'm off to fry some other fish. So baby, get knotted.
Good.
Well, if I told you once, then I told you twice. If you take me out, you gotta treat me nice. But you never listen to my advice. So baby, get knotted. You know I can't count the times that you let me down. And when you took me out, you left me standing around. So is it any wonder that I should be feeling round on with you? You say you love me now, well that's just too bad. So don't you cry, cause it can't be had. And don't say you love me, cause it makes me mad. So baby, get knotted. and it's easy for Jack and baby. Get naughty, get moving, get loose, and get started.
Could we have it a bit louder?
Whoa!
I've got all my vibrato's in the right place.
What?
My vibrato
We don't want
comes
to
in the
know
right
about
place.
that now.
It is.
Yes.
It's a small
She's
thing,
crying.
sir,
She's
but
crying.
mine own. You know, it is
crying.
just that it actually turned out right. I was so pleased.
I think she'd have a wand.
Would you buy it?
Oh, I haven't bought a
Should
record
buy a
in
box.
years.
Very sweet FA, isn't it?
Yeah.
But will it be a hit?
In lifts all over Britain.
We all have to wear high heels.
That's what I
What about supermarkets?
Supermarket smash, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
supermarket
I mean,
smash.
it'll be hotel lobby. I mean,
That's
lobbies
the
will be
nicest thing you
blaring
could have
high.
said to us today.
They'll be
Moving
terrific.
past the
Having
cornflakes.
all this work.
Makes us feel really
Say
good.
that.
I think there's always room for a novelty record. Toast. Or something like that.
Shut up in your face.
Exactly. You know, I mean, the most unlikely ever hit parade material. So why couldn't the man just take a gamble and say, look, we've got 3 oddballs here. Let them do an oddball record and we'll see how it goes instead of trying to groom us into something else. I mean, I agree with you. I think they've done a beautiful production sound on it. I really don't feel it's got anything to do with us at all. It isn't representative.
But to get back to this commercial thing, I mean, aren't they, if they know their job, which they say, no, from the commercial point of view.
Name me one hit record that the BBC have had,
All
apart
for
from
the
All
Duck.
for the Duck. Name.
Well, they had the kids from Fame, didn't
Oh,
they?
yes, that did terribly
That's a
well.
TV programme.
It was also probably
completely
made in America.
Yeah, that's true.
So really, you're saying that we've landed ourselves with a bunch of amateurs, really?
No, not at all. I think that they're highly professional, but I don't think that they're professional in the area that they want to be professional in. And I think they're experimenting on the wrong group.
I think they're
No,
misguided
to say
with
amateurs
regard to
would be
No, I mean, as far as making it...
misunderstanding what I mean completely.
I tell you what it is, I think they lack the courage of their convictions. They signed us up and they saw they'd got an oddball group, but they didn't have the courage to say, right, we've signed up this peculiar lot. Let's just let them do what they're best at. I think it's because they have got to make money, and I think that, right, making money means be commercial, not taking a risk. And I think having signed us up, knowing that we can do things to order and sound like all sorts of things, they said, well, please sound like a hit single, rather than trusting their original impetus.
Yeah, but you're saying it
Sign
doesn't
up.
sound like a hit single.
It doesn't. It sounds very old-fashioned to me. It sounds old-fashioned. It's extremely well produced, but all wallpaper.
And the other thing is I want to know is, what is the bloody point of being a pop group? To me, it's a total anathema. I'm 32. I'd have loved it 15 years ago. But I'm 32. I like things that make me think and make me laugh, and pop music does neither.
You must have noticed, ladies and gentlemen, that we are all wearing black. This has a particularly deep and significant reason for all of us, different, but significant nonetheless. My reason for wearing black is I'm in mourning for my tits. This is Malcolm, and this is Gordon. And the boys are both on the long journey south. Which roughly means they're a lot less near my face than they were about 10 years ago. I don't see anything to cheer about, honestly. And they ain't coming back.
My best friend at school was a girl named Kay. We went round a break together every single day. We were just as close as we could be until she took my boy away from me. K-Y. 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 Why did you do it to me? Imagine my dismay when I saw Kay and Fred going like the clappers in the bicycle shed. She was straddling the saddle, man, I really got the up. Especially when I saw what he was doing with her. Kay, why? Kay, why did you do it to me? Kay, why did you do it to me? shop and hey, what? Hey, why did you do it to me? Hey, what? Hey, what? Hey, why did you do it to me?
Hang on. Yes, hello. Yeah, yes, sir. Who is it? No, I think. Can you just wait for half an hour? I'll phone him back. Well, I'm in a meeting. Yeah, sure. The problem is that we can't really progress any further at all, unless I know what on earth they're going to look like.
Well, we have reached some sort of compromise. I mean, the main difficulty is that their stage act is very glamorous, but we didn't want to be stuck just to the evening set for the single. We want something far more aggressive, young, upmarket, if you like. And also because they're so different physically. You know, we've got one giant on the end and a little sort of midget in the middle, and then Dilly with all her curves in the centre. And they have got some sort of trademarks. Dilly's cleavage is well known, and we would like to keep that as a feature of the set.
I'm sure that's something we can use to sell. I don't know. Yeah.
But I think something sort of much more aggressive is needed to fit with them.
You know, we've got to move on a bit and start to talk seriously about what on earth we're going to do about selling them. James?
We will be trying to influence what I would call the opinion makers. After all, we're in a fashion industry, and there are people, whether it's selling clothes or selling records, who are in a position to influence through their articles or their radio programs the public. And those people will want to see, I think, and should see a showcase of what the new fascinating Aida, not the new even, but what we are presenting as their recording situation.
Don't forget television as well. We haven't talked about that.
No.
I mean, television airplay is
That's
going to be very
basically
important.
down, though, to getting them interviewed on air.
That's right.
In
They're
all
very
the
good
numerous
at
chat
interviews.
programs. Yes.
They're very funny, very off the cuff, and they're good at that sort of thing.
Well, I don't know about right now, but obviously very soon, both you and James are going to have to get together, get some dates worked out, and how, putting a proper promotional campaign
it's good
together.
actually, because there's a lot of interest in them already, and they've done quite a bit of stuff
Yeah.
before. So that's a question of taking that and gearing it to the record.
Yes, but remember,
to
the
talk
image they've
about
had
that.
before has been a theatrical one.
Well, that's right.
And we've now got to go in there
right.
hard with a
That's
pop
right.
record.
The one thing we can do is take comfort in the fact that whatever they do with the single, they can't take away from us the body of work that we've built up going on the road and our live stage show. We haven't got any control over that at all, really, because they're nothing to do with it. So we've got that, and they can't take that away from us.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is that they are coming round to the idea that they may have been wrong with the choice of the single, which is very ironic.
Yes.
Then the thing is that they're spending all this money on us, and I
this
suppose
money.
that I feel that they've got a vested interest in, obviously, in what we're
They're
doing.
not spending an awful lot. They're extremely hamstrung by the fact that they've only got £15,000 to spend on the launch. That's peanuts when you consider that some companies would spend £100,000 on launching a single.
I think probably their budget, I got a feeling, and I don't think I'm making up, is around 300 quid for the launch party. So probably just pay the parking fines. So that
Well, we'll
people
just have to keep stamping on, don't we?
Yes.
See what happens.
Stamping on their toes.
You can get the reputation of being difficult just because you stick to your guns.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing that really does upset me.
Yes.
Is always having to behave like a virago, simply because people will not see that you cannot do good work unless you are true to yourself. And if you stick to your guns, you are seen as a hellcat or a virago or a difficult woman or whatever. And that breaks my heart.
On the corner of the street stands a girl who waits for her lover. She's only 17, never been in love with another. Though he's half an hour late, she will wait, for she loves him so. She can't go, but all the time she's aware people stare. People stare. Time goes so slowly when you're young. Time hangs so heavy. Don't wish time away now before your time has begun. You're still young. After work a woman runs
for the bus, her children are waiting. She was serving in a shop, couldn't stop anticipating. But the children want to play and they say, oh, just let us be. And she sees that their childhood has already gone. They've moved on. Time goes too quickly when they're young. Time steals them from you. When the children were there, you had no time to spare. Not like now. There's a quiet man who waits, never states his reason for living. Never wanting to impose, still he never chose to stop giving. And so he doesn't see the TV, he waits for his son, the only one. But his son, he doesn't come, he's having fun, having fun. Time goes so fast when you're old. You live in the past. You can turn back the clock, but time still rushes on.
Are you going to go back into dressing room with Dilly? So we'll all go and have a cup of tea.
No, I'm literally just going to put the brush through.
Just going to put a pint of that, right? Right, can we... That's a very fetching pose.
I can hold these sort of poses for hours.
I bet you so there's all the boys.
I do, yeah.
Excellent. And again, terrific. Smashing. I would like to see maybe a little bit more... What's that?
Animation from the dumpy one in the middle.
Did I say that? I'd like to see a bit more separation so that we can really zero in on you. That looks all right. Yeah, that's right. And again, no, it's a good song. And still, hold again. And again, wait for it. Lovely.
I don't mind which way it goes.
Right,
It's fun if it goes both. It's, I mean, it's perfectly adaptable.
I'll be here for just a second.
This year, my husband and I have been all over the Commonwealth.
100, are you full? What you for full width? Full width, yeah. Although we won't I don't want to go. I don't want to fill the whole frame. I'd like it to just come in a bit on the edge.
No, but being wonderful actors, it's just a question of portraying glamour.
I will do my best, honestly. But I'm not terribly good at portraying glamour. It makes me feel terribly uncomfortable.
But it's just a question of relaxing, really, and just falling into the character of the costume. I mean, just treat it as costume.
Yeah.
All right? Thanks.
You all right, Dilly?
Spinach off, team girls. Here we go. Oh, that's mean.
Let's see the teeth, Marilyn. Hold again. Excellent. Still. Don't move. You like that? No, I don't. Don't like the nose in the middle.
Where do you want me to have it?
Do you want teeth there? Do you want teeth?
Yeah, I want teeth.
We want teeth in the middle. Okay, go! I think that might be all right, that one.
You know, we're caught in a cleft stick, really, because if we do have a hit, we're buggered.
Yeah, they're going to want more of the same, aren't they?
And if we don't have a hit,
will be a liability.
Yes, and also nobody really likes to have to know that you launched into something new and your first attempt was a total failure.
Yes. That's right, I had a lot of pride going for a fall. And all that effort as well. And all that money. What will we do?
Looks like we won't win either way.
No, we can't win, really. Sad.
The place was by the river. Chalon and late at night. A woman stood there weeping. A melancholy sight. And as I moved to help her, she gave a shuddering sigh. She gave a shuddering sigh. And as she plunged into the water, I hear her mournful cry.
Helpies! I wish I never heard of helpies. I must admit I'm far from chirpy since I discovered what I caught. Helpies is very bad to get at 30. Besides, my mother thinks it's dirty. I'll have to tell her it's a wart.
I used to dance and dream of romance on my hacienda. Gay caballeros wearing sombreros, looks warm and tender. Steamy siestas with viral vaqueros, party fiestas with macho rancheros. But one night bewitching, and I got this itching on my pudenda.
And everybody so disdainful. They seem to think it's all so shameful. And yet it wasn't even fun. I get this burning with bouts of nausea returning. I should have been much more discerning. I'd rather herpes simplex one.
A man named Fernandez came from the Andes, full of allure, full of allure. I tried to say nada to his enchilada. I was so pure, she was so pure.
But just a couple of beers and I got myself stewed.
Now I'll have 100 years of solitude, and I'm down on my knees with this bloody disease, for which there's no cure.
So this is what they mean by CIA penetration.
What could be sweeter than to be with a gaucho? But this Chiquita, she just thinks, ouch. It's terrible when you're refusing a senor.
You just go home on your burro.
So listen, sisters, be careful when you kiss those meisters, or else you'll end with nasty blisters, and you will long for NSU. My story's done now. I think I really better run now, because I'm up to be a nun now. Well, what else can I do with simplex too?
Well, since that programme was first shown, the single is no longer available. However, there is a new album, oddly enough, called Fascinating Aida, Sweet F.A., which the girls are very pleased with.